Hey everyone, so I have a lash tutorial. These are Ardell Demis. The number is 120. They are pretty dramatic, but I wanted to do that on purpose so you'd be able to see what I was doing. I'm going to try to be as up close and personal as I can. So, the reason why I'm doing this video is I have a lash video showing how to put on a half lash and a full, a strip lash, which if I remember, I will link below. And so when I saw Kelly, who used to have her channel as Kelly Loves to Paint, she's now Nifty at 50. So I will link her channel below. Hopefully I remember. She did a lash, trying to put on lashes, and again, got frustrated. So, the first thing I wanted to say is, with lashes, you need to choose the lash that is appropriate for your eye. So, what do I mean by that? Well, when I first started watching YouTube, I would watch lash tutorials, and everybody has a little bit of a different way of putting on lashes. And so I'd watch all these tutorials and think, wow, like, what an impact. And really, yeah, it does. It makes a huge difference. So I'd run out and buy a pair and try to put them on and look like a crackhead. And if you could have watched me putting these lashes on, and I'd be like, oh my God, cursing, yelling, and then finally the result was true crackhead. It was like, wrong lashes for my eye. And I know you're going to say, well, all lashes should fit every eye shape. No. I'm going to link a website, which I'm not affiliated with, where I've ordered lashes before. The only thing is I like the website. And I think if you sign up with your email, you can get 10% off. I don't get nothing for mentioning them. But the thing that I love about the website is, if, let's say, you pick Ardell lashes. Now, you go to the drugstore, you have CVS, Rite Aid, Sally's, Walgreens. You go to those drugstores, and they have a little area where they have lashes. But they're not telling you, well, this is good for small eyes, or this is good for large eyes, or all eye shapes. Where on the Madame Madeline website, once you hit on the lash that you like, it'll give you a description, and it will tell you if it's good for large eyes, deep set, small, all. So you kind of got to, I have small eyes. It doesn't say nothing about hooded, but I have small eyes, so not every lash for my eye is created equal. Trust me. Like Demi Wispies, I think they're absolutely beautiful, but I think I might even have a video that I have those on. Anyway, so I would suggest going to the website. If you don't feel comfortable ordering online, then see if the store has those. So that would be like the first thing, because like I said, not all lashes are created equal. Then the next thing is, so let's say you get the lashes home, and or you ordered them, and what I did was, when I ordered, the first time I had ordered lashes, I had ordered, like, if I liked one set, I ordered two, so that one could be to practice with, and then once I kept practicing and practicing and practicing, the next set was when I really wanted to wear them. The next thing is, now these have been used, obviously, but it is really important when you're removing your lashes, because they will have adhesive to make them stick. So, let me see if I can use this side. So, what you need to do is be very, start pulling very carefully off of the plastic, because I have ruined lashes. I grabbed one in and would just pull, and then it would make them wonky. I mean, there's no other word for it, but and then there's no fixing them. Like, they're insanely crazy. So then what I do is, once I've gotten them off, So you may have to actually like bend this, which is fine, to get them off. And you could either peel them off, or if you can get like your nail behind and slowly remove them, but be very careful removing them from the package because you can ruin them. So then once you get them off, they're going to have an adhesive on it, and you want to make sure that if there's any adhesive, it's clear, but if there's any adhesive on it, you want to kind of like anything noticeable, you want to kind of like pick it off. And when you're picking, even when you're I'm going to show you how to remove them and take the glue off, but you need to hold the lash where you're pulling from, because if you're holding down here and you're pulling, you could ruin the lash as well. So you get them out of the package, then you need to measure them. So you're going to try to, let me get my little trusty mirror. You're going to put them up to your eye and see how much you need to cut off. Now, for me, I usually have to cut off a little bit. I have very small eyes. Even if you order them from the website and they say they're good for small eyes, that doesn't mean they're going to come out of the package and automatically fit your eye. There are some people that are lucky enough. I am not one of them. So now what I do is I use a tweezer. Now Barbie from I'm a Funny Forkin' Bitch, which I will link her channel below, she did a lash tutorial and she used the lash applicators. It looks similar to this, except it's metal and this is longer. I've never used this. I became comfortable with the tweezers. So what I do is when I'm measuring, I take the tweezer and do it that way, and then whatever needs to be cut, I have that, and then I cut the least bit, because again, once you cut, you're done. So you don't, you want to cut a little at a time, and I use like these type of scissors. Okay, so you have them measured. Now the next thing I'm going to do is put on a coat of mascara. Now, doesn't matter what mascara. I am not going to curl my eyelashes, because I learned, when I first learned how to do it, I learned without curling them. Now I curl them because I'm used to doing them. But you need to put at least a coat of mascara on your lashes. I'm not saying a super thick coat, just enough to give something for the lashes to lay on. Now I did curl these, but it's okay. So now you can see how my lashes, I don't have the greatest lashes. So I put a coat of mascara on. So, while they are drying, what I like to do with the lashes, you could either do this, which I'm sure you've seen a lot of people do, or what I like to do is just put them around my finger so that they will stick, especially when they're new, around the finger like that, so that they're more curved for my eye. I just think it makes it a little easier because God only knows how long they've been sitting in these packages. So I just wanted to let you know that, like, the Kiss number 3s, they're very good for small eyes. The Kiss number 11s, I had these on in one of my last videos. They are good. As well as the Ardell Luckies. I really like these. These are very natural and they're not super long. They add something to it. So when I first started out doing lashes, I finally was able to learn how to put a half a lash on, which I will link the video down below. The half lash was, for me, the way to go for a long time. It wasn't until I learned how to do this. Now, what I'm going to do is, I use the white duo glue, I have black. I would suggest if you're going to start out with the white. Because if you get the black on your shadow, you got a lot of cleaning up to do. Because at least this will dry clear. So what I suggest is to not come out of the bottle and do it. So I took a Q-tip and broke it in half. I mean, you'll see people putting it on the plastic and doing it that way. I just think that this is kind of easier. So I put a blob, because sometimes what happens is the glue will start blowing bubbles. That's cute, right? And if you're not used to it, you could really make a mess. So now the goal is to just get it thinly just on this strip area, not to get it on the lashes, because once again you will ruin the lashes. And also at the ends right here you want to put just a little drop extra, and the reason for that is because those are the two areas that more than likely, if they're going to pop up, it's on both ends. I could honestly say, like once they're adhered right. So, okay. Got the glue on. As you can see, it's very thin. I tried very hard not to get it on the lash. So now I'm using my tweezer. Barbie used the lash applicator, which I think is a great idea, especially if you're new to it. I think she might have bought hers in Walmart. I don't think they're super expensive, under $10. So definitely try to pick it up. Whatever makes your experience easier. You know what I'm saying? So, my problem is I'd go in right now and then wonder why the lash was sliding all over the place, and oh my god, and start getting all crazy, smushing it. So once you notice, as you can see, it's starting to dry. Okay, so now if you have a mirror, my suggestion is to look down into the mirror, or if you have like a stand-up mirror and you could flip it, so you're going to look down into the mirror, and the first area you're going to go is the middle of your eye. So now the two sides are still up. Does it matter which sides to? This is where I'd start getting crazy now. So I want to just make sure that that is adhered. And now I'm going to come to this side. So now you'll start feeling the lash on your lash line, because you'll feel some wet glue. And then you come over. Now, it seems like, oh, it goes on pretty easy. This is where I start to play, because sometimes one side, this side, let's say, doesn't want to, stay glued. So then you take, whether it be a back of a brush, you could use that, and press and press. Just be careful that when you're pressing, you don't press too hard, because I've done it where the glue then gets on whatever you're using and pulls them right off. But I use the back of my, and I just kind of press, because then I know, okay, they're on. So now, if, let's just say you're doing this and for some reason the lash doesn't want to stick, which I'm kind of finding over here doesn't. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take them off, and I'm going to show you how to remove the glue, and then I'm going to put them back on. So let's just say, you wore them, and this is kind of what the glue will look like. It won't be as white because it's still kind of wet, but it will be kind of dry. Now you got to hold the lashes from where you're pulling the glue. So as you can see, and you're kind of just moving along to where you're pulling the glue off, because again, you could ruin the lashes. I don't normally put mascara on my false lashes, but you could, to combine them. I'm going to put more glue on. We'll do it again. But what I do is, if for some reason, I will take a makeup wipe and then hold the lash and kind of just use the makeup wipe over it in case any mascara did get on them. But I normally don't. Again, using the middle of the Q-tip that I cut. I'm actually used to doing from the applicator, but as you can see, sometimes, see how it's blowing bubbles? And if you're new and not used to it, it'll make you insane. Again, thin. And my suggestion is, you have to practice. So, let's say, you're not going anywhere on a Saturday night and you're bored. Take a set of lashes out, practice. You make videos, put them on in the videos. That's what I did. I mean, I will say, and I did in the other video, putting them on somebody else, totally different ballgame. Very easy, but again, I would definitely say that it's important, especially in the beginning, until you're used to what lashes will look good on your eyes. I like that the Madame Madeline website tells you this is good for large eyes. I also tried mink lashes. The ones I tried were cruelty-free. They were too overwhelming. Their band is very thick. Until you really are comfortable with putting on mascara. Seriously. Until you're comfortable putting on false lashes, I wouldn't go there. Because they are like $25. Even if you can get a discount, they're still more expensive than drugstore. So again, here we go. I am looking down. This, because, I mean, I could actually go like this and do it, but you need to be looking downward into a mirror. So you're first aiming for the middle of your eye. Then, and you'll feel it, the wetness. So now I got the middle and the side on. Now we come over to this corner. Now I'm very comfortable with the tweezers next to my eyes. I don't feel nervous or anything. So, again, whatever you're comfortable with. I do think that, especially when you're first doing lashes. So now, once I feel like they're on, which they are, I will start playing with them a little bit to get them to sit the way I want them to. Because sometimes they can have a tendency to, like, not stand up the way they're supposed to. So, there's what they look like. I have no liner. I just have my eyes tight lined. You don't have to wear liner on your upper lash line using false lashes. I mean, these are still wet, but as you can see, so my suggestion is white lash glue, waiting about 30 seconds. So as you could see, as I was sitting there talking, holding this, then putting them on, and then once you get them on, I take the back of this and just make sure that they are adhered, and you could feel it. And then my suggestion is to wear them, even if you're in the house, to get used to them, because you do feel like there's something on your eye, and to see how your eye reacts, because some of these have latex in them, and if you have an allergy, they do make latex-free glue. How is it? I don't know. So that is my false lash tutorial. By no means am I a pro, but I have gotten used to, and I used to be exactly like Kelly. And there are times I still get frustrated and get annoyed, and I'm like, ugh, So just because I've been doing it, I'm going to say consistently for like a year, doesn't mean that I won't get aggravated. And even before I made videos, if Saturday night I was sitting, I was bored, I would throw a pair on, leave them on for an hour, take them off, clean them up, and put them away. They were practice lashes. I was bored during the day, take them in and leave them on for 3 or 4 hours, just so I got used to the feeling. Oh, and on my eyes is the Lorac Mega Pro palette is 2 colors. It is the maroon and the dusty rose. I almost was going to just do a one shadow with the maroon because it looks lighter in here. I made it darker over here with just the maroon color, and then as a transition I used the dusty rose. And then I mixed the 2 colors, and that's what's under my eyes. Anyway, so I hope that that helped, because I think once you have the right lashes, you have the time to practice. Taking your time, taking them out of the container. Remember to like bend and kind of just pull, because they're really stuck on there. And then once you get them off, if there's any adhesive that's like sticking up, sometimes there is, sometimes there isn't, just take it off, but hold the lash so you're not pulling it and then ruining the lash. And then I put it around my finger. Some people will do this. It all depends on what you're comfortable with. I use a Q-tip. You could cut it. I just broke it. I use the white glue because the black, you really have to kind of know what you're doing because it will go all over the place, the black, especially if you don't. The white at least dries clear. And then putting the glue here, whether you use a lash applicator or you use a tweezer, hold the lash thin layer, try not to get them on the lashes, on the ends a little extra, and then this was the key, is having mascara on my lashes and looking down like this into a mirror, because then, you know, if you have to like lean over, at least you're like right there looking in the mirror. You're going into the middle first, and then whichever end you decide to pull down. Sometimes I go here just to kind of pull it, and then once it's on my lid, I go in and start playing, and then, you know, pushing them up. But there's what it looks like. I swear it gets easier the more you practice, but you can't, you know, when I first started doing it quite a few years ago, I was doing it like once in a blue moon. I wasn't learning. So my suggestion is, if you really want to try to do false lashes, you have to practice and then wear them for a little while to see how they feel on you. So I hope this helps. I will link my old lash video down below. I will link the website down below. Barbie's tutorial down below. She uses the lash applicator, the metal one. I think she got it from, like I said, I think it was from Walmart. So I hope that you all enjoyed me babbling along as usual. What do I have coming up? Oh, I have a couple hauls. Plus size haul coming up. I have my Sephora VIB. That was insane, seriously. And it's funny because I text the girl that I was friends with. Can't with myself. That I worked with, and she works in Sephora in Times Square. And I was like, you know, what kind of was Sephora trying to do yesterday? And she was like, what are you talking about? I'm like, their website. And she said it was insane in the store. But she's like, well, what about the website? I'm like, I couldn't get on. And she said, oh, I didn't know. So, anyway, so I'm waiting for that stuff to come, and I will have a review on the Unique mascara. That'll be coming up soon. A couple tags. What else? I think that's it. Seriously? 24 minutes. I get on here, I'm telling you. I'm like as quiet as anything, get on here and I don't stop. So, I hope you all learned something. Any questions or comments, leave below and I definitely will get back to you. Thank you all so much for watching my long-winded tutorial, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.